All right, so this is a review I'm extremely excited to make because I'm sure a lot of you have seen this mouse pad on esports pro streams or boards you talk about it, and it was and just nobody knew what it was. And this is the 4114 AERO. The 4114 AERO is a speed pad that I think a lot of you are going to really enjoy. So before I even talk about that, I'm going to give you the backstory. They are a group of people that have had some experience in terms of esports or something like that, and it's a smaller company, and this is their first mouse pad. They do also have a sleeve that they are going to release. So one of the more notable people in 4114 is Cease. You might know him. And I will say hands down, obviously they did send this to me pre-review. They did give me a little card too, which is really nice. They were great people to deal with. They were the best experience I've had in this industry with dealing with a company or anything like that. They were great. So yeah. Now let's get into the actual mouse pad. So the 4114 AERO is a speed pad. Like I said, comes in two different designs: the Fragment, which is what I have here, and the Legacy, which is just a patterned mouse pad. But I'm going to focus on just the Fragment because that's what I have. And the unboxing, the box looks something like this. It's a cool box. It's like an artisan style box with, some text on the back and stuff like that. Yes, Cease and Elevate, two former pros. So, yeah, I know a lot of speed pads have been coming out, but this is definitely one of the higher quality speed pads. This is like a Raiden rival kind of situation. And this is a 530 x 490 x 4 millimeter pad, so it's going to be around soft in terms of artisan plushiness. 530 by 490, that's a great size. It's just a square. It is really big for a mouse pad like this. So if you do not have a bigger desk, this might be a little bit too big for your desk. But in speaking about the 4 millimeters, I do hope that they come out with a pad that's pure, like mid stiffness and just a pure speed pad, because in my opinion, this might be the best speed pad out right now, and that takes over the Raiden. And everybody knows I love the Raiden. The Raiden and Saturn Pro are my two king mouse pads. But this is just something else. This is a twill polyester spandex top, and I know it has very tight stitching. So what very tight stitching is going to do is going to make it a very effortless, fast glide, and that's exactly what you get. Extremely consistent, and there's a little bit of, now I don't know if it's coming from the feet, a little bit of roughness in terms of the pad, not a lot, just like a tiny smidge. It's not fully smooth, but it's about as smooth as you're gonna get on a cloth mouse pad. So humidity resistant. There are no problems with humidity at all. It's been tested, and the stitching is about level. I don't know if you guys can see this. It's about level with the pad. It is not on the same level as like artisan stitching, but what I'm going to say it's on the same level as is the V1 Saturn Pro stitching, and that stitching is still great. It's extremely consistent. I would say it's actually one of the most consistent stitchings I've seen on a pad. There's one little tiny area where the stitching connects up in the corner, about up in the corner, and that's the only inconsistency that you really get. So that's something that's great, because there's a lot of companies that start out and mess up the stitching. They have their heads over what they actually can do, and for a first mouse pad, almost making, or in my opinion, making the best speed pad on the market is you just like nailed it. You got nailed it. Yeah. They've been sitting and watching for 3 years, seeing what people like, and this is the product that they came to. And I mean, it's fast. There's no inconsistencies with it. The stopping power obviously is not great. If you want something that has a lot of stopping power, you're not gonna want to look for this. But this is about, I would say this is a little bit about on the same level or a little bit faster than the Raiden V2. If you don't know the difference between the Raiden V1 and V2, V2 has a little bit looser stitching, so sensors don't spin out. But the V1 was faster. I have not had my hands on the V1. I cannot speak about it. But in terms of the Raiden compared to this, which I actually have here, yeah, I mean, they are very similar. Very, very similar pads. So my final conclusion with this is it's going to be around the same speed as the Raiden V2. But I'm not sure if mine is just a little bit used. I've been maining my Raiden V2. The 4140 AERO feels more it feels more effortless. It feels like an effortless glide. And like I said, I've never used the V1 Raiden before, but I don't know of any other speed pads that, besides the Raiden, that even come remotely close to this mouse pad here. There's no coating that's gonna wear off it. There's nothing like that. Hair doesn't get stuck in it or anything. It's an extremely easy clean. I mean, there's really nothing wrong with this mouse pad. The quality is great. The speed for me is what I love. I love speed pads. I mean, the stitching is, I would say like an A tier stitching still. Pour on base. I don't think it's actually. Yeah. Okay, so I did have a little bit more trouble sticking this one to my desk than the Artisan, but I think that's just because this is a little bit of a bigger pad. Way bigger. This pad is way bigger than the Artisan XL is gonna be. And I mean, the quality looks great. I mean, there's nothing else to it really. I would say that this is in contention for easily top 3 mouse pad of the year. Easily. I would probably recommend someone. I don't know the full price yet, so I cannot tell you the full price. But if this is a decent price, I don't really know if I would be recommending the Raiden that much anymore, because why would you buy the Raiden when you could just buy this? So yeah, I mean, that's gonna be the end of this video really. Peace.